If you've ever wondered why your electric car takes so long to charge, or why manufacturers promise ultra-fast charging but then put so many caveats in the manual, you're about to discover a truth that the industry doesn't want you to know. The promise of 5-minute charging may be silently killing the heart of your electric vehicle. And this has implications that go far beyond your wallet. Stay until the end because I'm going to reveal how this technological race is creating a geopolitical crisis that could change America's energy future forever. Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that your new electric car, which cost over $50,000, lost 20% of its battery capacity in just 2 years. It's not science fiction. It's pure chemistry happening inside millions of vehicles at this very moment. When you plug your car into a fast charger, you're essentially forcing lithium ions through crystalline structures at speeds that nature never intended. It's like trying to push a crowd through a revolving door. Something will break in the process. What makes this situation even more alarming is that we live in an era where convenience has become our religion. We want everything instant, from our food to our energy. The automotive industry has taken advantage of this desire and turned fast charging into their main selling point. Tesla, Ford, GM, all promise that in a few years you'll be able to charge your car as fast as you fill up your gas tank. But here's what they don't tell you. Every time you use fast charging, you're literally shortening the lifespan of the battery that represents 40% of your vehicle's value. The science behind this is brutal and elegant at the same time. Inside each cell of your car's battery, there are billions of lithium ions that need to travel between electrodes through a material called electrolyte. Under normal conditions, this journey happens in an organized and controlled manner. But when you apply fast charging, these ions are forced to move at extreme speeds, generating intense heat that can make the battery's internal temperature exceed 75 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the chemical components begin to degrade irreversibly. Recent studies have revealed that batteries frequently subjected to fast charging retain only 85 to 90% of their original capacity, compared to the 92 to 95% of those charged slowly. It may seem like little, but we're talking about hundreds of miles of range lost forever. It's as if your car is aging in fast forward, and you're paying for convenience with years of useful life. But here's the twist that will completely change your perspective. The problem isn't just individual, it's systemic, and has ramifications that reach the corridors of power in Washington. The race for ultra-fast charging has created a technological dependence that puts America in a vulnerable position that few fully understand. China completely dominates the lithium battery supply chain, from mining to materials processing. They control not just the raw materials, but also the technology and equipment needed to manufacture the batteries that power our electric dreams. When we talk about fast charging, we're talking about more sophisticated batteries, more complex management systems, and an even greater dependence on Chinese technology. The lithium needed to sustain this fast charging revolution is concentrated in 3 countries: Australia, Chile, and Argentina. But 90% of processing happens in China. It's a strategic dependence that makes our old relationship with Middle Eastern oil look diversified. Global lithium demand is expected to increase 5-fold by 2030, driven mainly by larger and more powerful batteries needed for ultra-fast charging. Meanwhile, what comes next will surprise you. China just implemented the world's first mandatory standard for electric vehicle battery safety, requiring that batteries don't catch fire or explode during thermal runaway events. Sounds sensible, right? But there's a dark side to this story. This standard is so rigorous that it effectively eliminates many international competitors from the Chinese market, while their own companies have already developed technologies to meet these requirements. Thermal runaway is the absolute nightmare of any electric vehicle owner. It's a chain process where heat generates more heat until the battery reaches temperatures between 150 to 200 degrees Celsius. When this happens, organic electrolytes decompose, releasing flammable gases like ethylene, methane, and hydrogen. It's literally a potential chemical bomb in your car, and fast charging exponentially increases the chances of this catastrophic event happening. Modern battery management systems are the only line of defense between you and a possible disaster. These systems constantly monitor voltage, current, and temperature, adjusting charging parameters to keep everything safe. But here's the problem. The faster you want to charge, the more complex and expensive this system needs to be, and the more failure points it introduces. Recent research has developed early warning systems that can detect signs of thermal runaway with 9 to 22 seconds advance notice. Sounds like a lot of time? It's not. When a battery enters thermal runaway, you have less than half a minute to act before it becomes an uncontrollable inferno. It's such a small time window that it practically requires automated systems to be effective. But here's the strongest revelation that will shake your certainties about the future of electric cars. This entire race for ultra-fast charging may be leading us down a technological path of no return, where we become dependent on an infrastructure controlled by foreign powers, using technologies that degrade our investments faster than ever before. America responded with the Inflation Reduction Act, offering generous subsidies and punitive tariffs of over 100% on Chinese battery products, practically excluding them from the American market. Europe is considering similar anti-subsidy measures, but this trade war has a hidden cost. It's delaying the development of safer and more durable technologies in favor of national solutions that may not be the best for consumers. While politicians play geopolitical chess with tariffs and subsidies, you're paying the real price. Studies have shown that cars using fast charging frequently in hot conditions can have up to 10% more battery capacity loss. Considering that replacing a battery can cost between $10,000 to $20,000, this isn't just a technical inconvenience, it's a financial time bomb. The industry has developed techniques like battery preconditioning, heating or cooling before charging to minimize thermal stress. But this consumes additional energy and adds complexity to the process. It's as if we are creating increasingly elaborate solutions for a problem we created ourselves in our obsession with speed. The reality is that optimal charging for battery longevity is slow and controlled, stopping at 80% capacity instead of 100. But this completely contradicts the convenience narrative that the industry sells. It's a fundamental contradiction between what's best for you as a consumer and what's best for companies as a selling point. Companies like KTL, which controls 37% of the global electric vehicle battery market, are developing solutions that promise to completely eliminate thermal propagation. But these technologies are still in development and may take years to reach the mass market. Meanwhile, millions of consumers continue buying vehicles with technology we know is compromised. What makes all this even more concerning is that we're just at the beginning of this transition. The next decade will see exponential growth in electric vehicle adoption, and if we continue on the current path, we'll be creating an unprecedented electronic waste problem. Prematurely degraded batteries will need to be replaced or discarded on a scale that may exceed our recycling capacity. The inconvenient truth is that current fast-charging technology is an imperfect solution to a real problem. We want the convenience of fossil fuels with the environmental benefits of electrification, but physics and chemistry have their own rules that can't be broken by marketing or political desire. Every compromise has a cost, and in this case, the cost is being paid silently by the durability and safety of millions of vehicles. The technological race between the United States, China, and Europe for dominance in battery technology isn't just about economic superiority. It's about who will control the energy infrastructure of the future. Fast charging requires not just better batteries, but more robust electrical grids, more efficient cooling systems, and more rigorous safety standards. It's a complete technological ecosystem where small advantages can translate into market dominance for decades. The current situation puts us before a fundamental choice as a nation and as consumers. We can continue prioritizing immediate convenience over long-term sustainability, or we can accept the limitations of current technology and work toward solutions that truly benefit everyone involved. The answer we choose will determine not just the success of the electric vehicle revolution, but also America's strategic position in the 21st century energy economy. The future of American electric mobility is being written now, in the decisions we make about technology, regulation, and international dependence. If we don't act quickly to develop sustainable domestic solutions, we may discover that we've traded our dependence on oil for an even more problematic dependence on foreign technologies that may not have our best interests in mind. In the next video, I'll reveal how a new battery technology could completely revolutionize this scenario, and why some experts believe we're just 5 years away from a game changer that nobody is expecting.